Hi, my name is Eva. I'm a holistic health consultant, and I wanted to bring to you a story about friendship from the Bible, but I wanted to recap about what it is. So I'm using this book, the Illustrated Bible, story by story. And so I just want to recap about, so you understand what the Bible is about. From the tablets of stone, when examining the history of the Bible, one clue to its origins can be found in its name. The word Bible is derived from the Greek Biblia, meaning books. I just wanted to give you a sense about where I am right now. I am in Seaport by the water, so you can see the lights in the back and the water maybe in the far distance. But again, I'm bringing to you this story about friendship. And I first learned about it by a YouTuber, and I really didn't understand what the whole point was of his story. It's really windy, but I'm still doing this tonight because I wanted to bring this story to you. And tomorrow there'll be a part 2 because I want to read another section of this story of Elijah and Elisha. So there's a YouTuber that I also follow who is really well read and understands the Bible and has been a YouTuber for the last, I think, maybe 3 to 5 years. And so he has a better understanding of the Bible, but I am sharing it with you as well as I know it. And I've been doing more research about it so that we can learn together about it. And so again, the story I'll be sharing with you is on Elijah and the prophet Elijah and Elisha. And excuse me for 1 minute, I have to fix the stand here. And it's super windy, so I have to hold the stand on this. Okay. So what the Bible contains is, the Bible is not one work, but a series of books, all of Jewish origins, which were written by many authors over the course of some 1,400 years. I know you can all Google all of this, but I think it's more interactive when someone tells you a story as opposed to just reading it yourself and not really being interested in it. The reason I'm bringing Elijah and Elisha to you, because these were prophets of God, chosen by God, who created miracles for people. And coincidentally, recently I've had a lot of coincidences happen to me. A lot of lots of coincidence has happened to me with other YouTubers who read the Bible, and I feel like we all have this underlying consciousness that we're all connected. And another reason for me bringing the Bible to you and religion in general is because, quite honestly, it has to do with keeping faith and knowing that God has your back and He supports you in anything that you're doing that's positive. And when you may be going through something hard, that you can have faith that you'll get through it. And I feel like people forget that it's good to go to church and to be thankful and to think of God on a regular basis, because we're here because of Him. And it's just easier to go through those hard times when you know that you have faith that God will be there for you and will resolve whatever issue that you're going through. Everything and anything is always you're always able to figure it out. And even if you don't have a big family, it is always a good idea to result in finding people who are in a strong community, such as religion, whatever religion you're in. And in my case, it's Roman Catholic, because that's what I was brought up in. Okay, so I'll continue here. The Bibles of Judaism and Christianity differ considerably, but even within the Christian religion, the number and order of books that make up a Bible vary greatly depending upon whether the version in question is Protestant, Eastern Orthodox, or Roman Catholic. Okay, so that's just a small recap about what the Bible is and what it contains. So this is Elijah right there. I don't know if you can see. Elijah was a human being even as we were. This is James 5 verse 17. Elisha was one of the earliest prophets in Israel. He lived in the 9th century BC and prophesied in the northern kingdom of Israel during the reigns of King Ahab and his son King Isaiah. The Bible says that Elijah came from the town of Tishbe in Gilead, east of the Jordan, but otherwise we know nothing of his background. So again, this is him, as you can see. I don't know if I have information about... Okay, it says the statue. This is Elijah the prophet. Let's see, lighting is... Okay, that's better. The statue of Elijah from St. Peter's Basilica in Rome depicts the prophet in a striking pose, embodying his calling to declare that... I can't pronounce this. Yahweh is my God. The meaning of his name is Hebrew. I love statues. I love history. I love learning about stories. It's one of my favorite things to do, is listen to people about stories, especially if they can combine it with humor, because it really sinks in. And this is why I'm bringing these stories to you, because I feel like you can resonate with them. When you see a statue, you can connect the story with a physical item, and it'll imprint in your mind, because we are visual learners, most of us. And so that's why I'm bringing it to you. I hope you're enjoying it. I dropped my tissues. And I don't want to lose them, so I put them in my bag because it's really windy out. I hope you like I bought a new dress. I don't know if you can see. Can't show you the bottom. Maybe I can. Has this little slit on the side. Okay, so where were we? So Elijah had done various miracles during his time. He brought a boy back to life for this woman who was a widow. And, you know, there were various things that he did during his time. I think I can go ahead and read through some of these here. Elijah made most of his prophecies in the reign of Ahab, the king of Israel, from 874 BC to 853 BC. Elijah travels to Israel from his hometown of Taib, east of the Jordan River, to prophesy in Israel. He predicts a severe drought in Israel because of the worship of Baal Shereh, which will only be lifted at Elijah's command. So this is a story about Elijah going to the king and explaining that there's a severe drought coming, and it lasts for about 3 years until Elijah prays to God for the ending of this drought. And that's how it ends. Let's see if there's another good one here that I can share with you, because it shows a timeline. See, it shows a timeline of all the things that Elijah did during his time. Let's see. When the widow's son becomes sick and dies, Elijah brings him back to life again after praying to God to heal him. So he brings him back to life. I think those are the ones I'm going to share with you. If I have more that I find, I will share them with you tomorrow. Okay, so I love this so much. This is a statue of Elijah and Elisha. Elijah is the teacher, and Elisha is the apprentice, the student. And this is a statue of both of them. And this is Elijah, the teacher, pointing his finger at Elisha. And so this is Elijah and Elisha. Elijah is the teacher, and Elisha is the student or apprentice. And this statue, it says, the prophets, this 11th century relief from Bamberg Cathedral, Germany, shows the prophet Elijah, far right, talking with his follower Elisha. God appeared to Elijah on Mount Horeb, instructed him to find Elisha, son of Shaphat, and anoint him as a prophet to continue the work that he had started. So God commands Elijah to find Elisha on the fields that Elisha was working on, to bring him on as a student, because one day he would become his successor. And so I'm just going to read a small snippet here, I believe. I don't know if it's necessary, actually. Let me see. Yeah, okay. This is just a small snippet about what it says below their names. Elijah resumed his work as a prophet and fulfilled God's command to anoint the next generation of kings. He also commissioned Elisha, who was to succeed him as God's prophet. Having left Mount Horeb, Elijah followed God's instruction and made his way to the town of Abel Meholah, just west of Jordan River. There he met a man called Elisha, whose name means "My God is salvation." My God is salvation. That's the meaning of Elisha. The Bible does not tell us much about Elisha's background, only that he was from the Abel Mechloah, and that his father's name was Shaphat. But he must have been wealthy because Elijah found Elisha plowing his field with a large team of oxen. What followed was somewhat. Elijah did not anoint Elisha with oil. Instead, Elijah went up to him and threw his cloak, like a cape, around Elisha's shoulders, a symbolic action that invested Elisha with a prophet's mantle that would eventually pass to him. Elisha seems to have understood the significance of this event, since he responded by asking Elijah if he had time to go home and say farewell to his family. However, Elijah simply replied, "This doesn't make sense, I'm not sharing it." Let's see. Okay, and so I want to read part 2 of this. Maybe I'll just read it now, or maybe save it for tomorrow. What do you feel? I feel like I should save it for tomorrow, because I also want to read this in Spanish to you. Just a small verse, and then share two different herbs. So I don't want this video to be too long, and I want a part 2 to this video for tomorrow, so I'm saving it. So tomorrow I'll be sharing and reading to you Elijah and the chariot of fire. So I'll share this part of the story tomorrow, so that there's a to be continued. So right now I'll share with you the Spanish part, or the part in Spanish. So I really love the sound of it. It's what I grew up learning and listening to, and I really, really love the sound of it. When my father reads the Bible in Spanish, I think it's so powerful, because he really knows how to put the emphasis on stories, and I think it's so special. And I really wish people could, maybe I'll videotape him again, but I videotaped my father reading at church, and it's just so, it's conveying, and it galvanizes you to do something, right? Puts you in action to want to pursue or want to do something. My father's voice is very powerful. It's very, it makes you get into action, right? In an excited way, where makes you feel powerful, but also encouraging. So this is the version in Spanish. This is Kings of Kings 19 and 19, I believe. But this is the part where Elijah brings a child back to life. Can I help you?
Doing good?
I'm okay. I guess it's just security. Elias. So this is the part where Elijah revives a person. I'm going to be wrapping this up quick. Elías resucita al hijo de la vida. Este es Reyes 17, versos 17. Sucedió después que el hijo de la dueña de la casa cayó enfermo. Su enfermedad empeoró y exhaló el último suspiro. Entonces ella dijo a Elías: ¿por qué te has metido en mi vida, hombre de Dios? Has venido a mi casa para poner delante de Dios todas mis faltas y para hacer morir a mi hijo. Le respondió: dame tu hijo. So she's saying to him, have you come to my house to show all my faults? And Elijah says to her, give me your son, because he's going to cure the son or bring him back to life. Elías lo tomó de los brazos de esa mujer, subió al cuarto de arriba donde se alojaba y lo acostó en su cama. Llegó, invocó a Yahweh. Yahweh, Dios mío, dijo: harás que recaiga a la desgracia aún sobre esta vida que me aloja, haciendo que muera su hijo. Entonces se tendió 3 veces sobre el niño e invocó a Yahweh, Dios mío, devuelve a este niño. Él sopló de vida. So here Elisha is imploring God to bring him back to life and praying to him, and so he's praying heavily. Yahweh oyó la súplica de Elías y le volvió al niño la respiración. So here they're explaining where Yahweh, apparently is God, heard Elijah and resuscitates him and brings his breath back. Estaba vivo. Elías tomó al niño, lo bajó del cuarto al alto a la casa y se lo devolvió a su madre. Elías le dijo: mira, tu hijo está vivo. Mira, tu hijo está vivo. Sorry, I'm getting something in my throat. I think I just needed to cough. Ahora que tú eres un hombre de Dios, y cuando tú dices la palabra de Dios es verdad. So here she's just saying, here, now that I see you, you're a man of God in it, and it's true. So I just felt like sharing that because I really a miracle, some of the things that God does. I'd love to bring you more stories about things that are really miracles in life that people can't explain. It would be so interesting to discuss that with people, how it is that miracles just happen. Kind of makes me think of the movie It's a Wonderful Life, right? Where the angel makes miracles and shows you what life would be like if you weren't in the world. And I think that it's so important to keep God and to keep the faith, and that knowing that your life is important, and that you do make a difference no matter what. Even if you are sick, that means that you're keeping people employed, that doctors need a job and that they feel needed. People live longer. Actually, scientifically, it's been shown that there's longevity when you feel needed. And that's one of the secrets to life, where if you no longer felt needed, then that really kind of brings negativity to you. But I feel like if you're still in this world, there's still a chance for you to bring light. And we're all intelligent. We just haven't been trained in certain aspects. And I feel like we all have the opportunity more than ever, that we have access to the internet and we have access to more information quickly, or quicker than ever. We all do have that opportunity. I want to share a couple of things that could help you, because I know it's summertime and people are traveling right now, and so I thought it'd be helpful to share a couple of suggestions that you could use while you're traveling this summer. Okay, so this is specifically for jet lag. They recommend ease travel stress with essential oils. Essential oils can ease emotional stress of traveling and help your body come into balance more quickly. To help you relax your body and mind before going to bed, soak in a warm bath with 6 drops of each of lavender and sandalwood essential oils. And the other thing to do is, here it is. This is for the face, because it's important to take care of our faces and our skin. This is what it shows. It's a basket of petals. This is facial sauna. Calendula, chamomile, rose petals, and lavender make a sweetly scented steam for normal skin. 2 quarts or 2.5 liters of water, 2 tablespoons dried calendula, 2 tablespoons dried chamomile, 2 tablespoons dried rose petals, 2 tablespoons dried lavender. Bring the water and herbs to a boil in a large covered pot. Remove the heat. Remove from the heat and allow the herbs to steep for 5 minutes. Place the pot on a table. Remove the lid and make a towel tent over your head and the steaming pot of herbs. Stay under the tent for 10 minutes, taking care to not burn yourself. Finish by rinsing your face with warm water and applying a toner. You could use a facial mask instead of a toner if desired. So these are my 2 recommendations. Thank you for watching. and have a great day.